How's it going? It's Rocky. I'm here to talk about my progress for week number 29, so stick around if you want to see how we did on this second week of quarter number 3 on my side hustle that I like to call my 5 to 9 after the 9 to 5. This is the overview for the entire week, and basically each candlestick you're seeing here represents 1 hour, and what I'm showing is the YM, which is the Dow Jones Industrial Average for the futures market. And I will enable the lines here so you can see exactly when I did trade. So the first 2 days here, Monday and Tuesday, I traded a bit more because I was on PTO. So PTO means personal time off or vacation. And as you can see here on Wednesday, that's when I returned to work. So I had to focus on work, obviously, because that's still priority number 1. So I did not trade anything. And on Thursday and Friday, you could see that I traded during my lunch break, and of course, traded a bit in the evenings during the Globex market, where I have more time to actually trade. And that's why I call it my 5 to 9 after the 9 to 5. So this week, I'm only going to deep dive on one of my trades, which occurred today, Friday, July 15th. And I did this during my lunch break. And I want to run through this because I feel like this is something that a lot of traders go through a little bit. And I'm just going to switch really quick to the hourly chart for the week. And let's focus on the right side here. Pretty much this is Friday. You can see that the market, even though on Wednesday the data was pretty disappointing as far as the inflation goes, on Friday it recovered a lot. That the Dow Jones Industrial Average popped like over 600 points, which is quite significant on that day. And if you follow the index a lot, you know up to 2%, that's a pretty significant move. And basically, because of this upswing that occurred, really, 5 in the morning Pacific time, and then also at 7 in the morning with that candle there with a range of 275 points. Just think about it, 275 points. If I was trading my usual 2 contracts, that would have been $2,750. But anyway, I wanted to basically go through this trade because I'm sure a lot of you folks go through this. So I trade during my lunch break because, no conflicts of interest, right? That's my free time. That's my me time. I can do this. And basically, it happens to be that 12 o'clock, that's the power hour. Power hour means the last hour of the market before it closes. So there's a bit more volume typically when that occurs. And at that point, the Dow Jones Industrial Average is already up over 600 points, right? So this is what I always struggle with. At that point, fundamentally, I would think it's time to short because a 600 point increase after such a disappointing data on the inflation, it makes sense to short. But then as you're trading, all you really care about is the time that you're at, right? So technical analysis pretty much was showing me that things were still pretty bullish when I first looked at it a few minutes before that 12 o'clock. However, what changed my mind finally was at around 12. If we look on the right side here, on the tick base side, at that point when I finally decided to enter, the MACD actually already did crossover. So it turned from a green to a red. And then my stochastic RSI was on the oversold side, which is that's when I like to short. And obviously, I like to wait on to the fact that the time base on the left also corresponds. But because, I have those thoughts that goes into my head like, hey, you're already up 600 points. There's no way you could still be, going up after that. But anyway, that's when I still decided to short. So I shorted 2 contracts, average at 31,178. And of course, I was in a bit of I was underwater a little bit. So there was a bit of a drawdown. So I added another contract at 31,198. So I'm just going to bring the calculator here because my math is a little slow when I am recording. So basically 2 times 31,178 plus 31,198 divided by 3. So my average was 31,184. So let's just say that's 31,185. And as you can see here, even though I had a drawdown for about 10 minutes, because what I was seeing is a very bearish sign, I was able to ride this a little bit. And when it was time to exit, that's when I was able to place my OCO. And you can see that from 31,185, I was able to cover 3 contracts at 31,162. So bring the calculator back there. So we shorted at 31,185 and we covered at 31,162. So that's a total of 23 ticks, or you can refer to it as 23 points because it's the Dow Jones Industrial Average. A little different for the ES and the NASDAQ, but that's for another topic. So we're 23 with the 3 contracts. I would multiply that by $15. So really for that trade, that took me about 10, half an hour, let's say half an hour. That netted us, or really that got us a gross net profit of $345. So I say that's a pretty good trade. But again, just because of the volatility, I do keep my stops pretty tight. Now, the transparent part of my content, which is the account statement. I am recording this on Friday, July 15th. It's about 9:18 p.m. in the Pacific Coast. And the statement we're showing here is from Sunday, July 10th to today, Friday, July 15th. I did want to point out here that I paid myself this week again, which is always a nice thing. I mean, it's the main reason that I am trading. So here we withdrew $500 on July 10th, and then we withdrew another $500 on July 11th. So we were able to withdraw a total of $1,000. So we'll add that to our ending cash. I also want to point out, if you look at the accounts here, the only negatives were the withdrawals I made, but most of my trades were pretty much all profitable. I did have a small loss right here, but pretty much that was a mark to market that occurred at the end of the market on Thursday. So I'll bring the calculator here so we could pretty much calculate our net for the week. So for the week, we ended at $42,914.17. However, we withdrew $1,000, so we will add that back to our ending cash. And our starting cash was $40,189.77. So for the week, happy to say, for quarter 3, 2 green weeks in a row, had a net profit of $3,724.40. And just to get the percentage of that, we will divide that by our starting cash, which was $40,189.77. And we will multiply that by 100. And for the week, we had a percentage of 9.27%. So pretty happy with my progress here. Year to date, we are finally back in the green. I do hope to maintain this. I do hope to, have a really strong Q3. So hope you enjoyed the analysis, the content that I shared with you. Let me know if there's anything else that I should focus on to help grow this channel. If you didn't learn or like what you saw today, give me another chance, and hopefully on the next content you like what you see. All right, have a good one.